Hi, and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today we've got an article on Stellar. We've got some fantastic Stellar news, haven't we, Nick?
We sure have, Chris. We're going to be talking about some fantastic news related to CBDCs on the Stellar blockchain. This is absolutely massive, isn't it, Chris?
It is, it's huge, and I guess we'll go to the charts afterwards and sort of talk through prices and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So, guys, if you find this useful and informative, do go ahead and smash that like button. Chris really appreciates it, as do I. And as always, if there's anyone new to the channel, do go ahead and click that subscribe button. By doing so, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, Chris, shall we jump on over to the desktop, see what's going on with this absolutely fantastic news for Stellar Lumens?
No, I mean, yeah.
Let's do it. Your favorite word there. We're doing corrective therapy. We're gonna make him say yes more. But let's jump over to the desktop and take a look. Right. So Ukraine's government picks Stellar Development Foundation to help build national digital currency. So Ukraine's government has chosen the Stellar blockchain network as a platform to build a central bank digital currency, the CBDC. This is absolutely massive. This goes in line with a lot of other kind of stable coins that are being built on the Stellar blockchain. So announced on Monday, the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine, and I love that. And I saw something back in July, Chris, which was talking about how the digital transformation terminology is being used so widely today. In a couple of years, will become irrelevant because if you haven't done your digital transformation, you'll be obsolete. You won't be kept around. And I think that was the IMF in July. So I just saw that there, digital transformation. They have a Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine. So announced on Monday, the Ministry of Digital Transformation of Ukraine and the Stellar Development Foundation signed a memorandum of understanding to build out a virtual asset ecosystem and national digital currency of Ukraine. Absolutely massive and fantastic news for Stellar. So the National Bank of Ukraine has been researching the possibility of a CBDC implementation since 2017, and that's pretty common across most central banks, believe it or not, right? Before, I guess, the main, even the people in the crypto space really were talking about, digital currencies or centralized digital currencies for banks. The banks were already looking this stuff up, right? They're integrating with things like RippleNet, Stellar, and a whole host of other blockchains, R3, for example, right? And they were doing lots of research. Bank of England is no exception; is also on that journey as well. So,
is it worth me just sort of talking, giving people a little bit of the information around why they've been looking into it? So, programmable money. If you haven't heard about it, research it. It's enlightening, right? Because it's a bit like how Facebook works. In the respect of using your data, they're going to be able to turn the dial based on you as an individual, right? Your income, whether you're a student, whether you're a saver, and they can turn that dial and change the interest rates by person. Now, I'm not saying that all the banks are going to do this. Some might, some might not. The choice that bank's gonna make, but this is why they're looking at it, right? It's going to become very personalized, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's something very important. It's an important subject to understand. So the Ministry of Digital Transformation is working on creating the legal environment for the development of the virtual assets of Ukraine, or in Ukraine. So in a statement, and this is the quote, right? We believe our cooperation with the Stellar Development Foundation will contribute to development of the virtual asset industry and its integration into the global financial ecosystem, right? So Stellar, the cryptocurrency and non-profit organization launched in 2014 by Ripple co-founder 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, and I think most people are familiar with Jed. And basically was selected last month by a German bank, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 von der Eit. I'm going to be murdering that. I'm going to just abbreviate this down for you guys. The BVDH as a means to issue a euro stablecoin, right? So German regulators, BaFin or BaFin, basically has also approved the issuance of tokenized bonds on Stellar. The thing is just getting so much momentum. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
and BaFin are like the European equivalent of the FCA in the UK, for example. Yeah, so they're like the regulator for them.
Count on you to know the terminology, Chris. I mean, you're adding so much value today.
I
It's
am today,
amazing.
but legalities and all that. That's what I thrive on. I work within this sector, so I know it inside out.
Fantastic. So Stellar Development Foundation CEO 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗡𝗪 said that the partnership with Ukraine's government and other stakeholders to digitalize will officially launch this month, and that's absolutely fantastic. And 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗡𝗪 is just, absolutely perfect person to kind of get this kind of deal across the line. We always say this when we talk about the teams. Stellar have an outstanding one. So and here's the quote. So we've been in conversations with governments and institutions all around the world. That's a quote. That's an interesting quote. About the key considerations of issuing CBDCs. It's important to remember many, if not all, of these organizations weren't designed to be technology companies, and that they have many audiences that they are supporting. Dixon said via an email that makes a public-private partnership so essential to getting things right. So, it's important that we obviously, acknowledge what is happening here with Stellar. They have not only, the USDC going on there in the first quarter of this year. We also have that digital stablecoin, that euro stablecoin. We now have the Ukraine government here basically coming in and basically picking the Stellar blockchain to host their CBDCs. What other central banks are going to do the same in the coming months and years? It's going to be really interesting to see this thing play out. It's going to be fantastic. So let's see what else is going on here. So the National Bank of Ukraine mentioned the use of a private version of the Stellar blockchain as part of its I can't even say the word, pilot project back in 2019. Stellar, a consensus mechanism, the SCP, gives issuers unique certainties they wouldn't have on other public blockchains, like issuer-enforced finality, according to Stellar COO, and that's Jason. So, SCP would serve a central bank, reflecting the trust relationships it would hold, and ultimately award it a significant vote in the consensus protocol. So absolutely fantastic news here for Stellar. Chris, anything you want to talk about this, or should we just hop straight over to the chart and see how potentially this news has affected the price action of the XLM token?
Well, this isn't the first country or country's central bank to say that they're going to use the Stellar Lumens platform, right? So, I think there'll be more to come, and it's going to be, supportive of price discovery, I kind of feel like, this year. So I expect these prices to be a thing of the past come sort of June time.
Absolutely. So let's go bring up this chart, right? So here we are. Today's news has created this huge green candle, and it came at the right time for this momentum of green candle here anyway. So then we're going to go into some of this technical stuff, right? So straight away we can see that we have a fib retracement on this chart. We can see this is from a low level here of the 3rd of November, and the high level is indicating the 25th of November. Now, we obviously rode this right the way up here. We were coming down and we tested this area again, okay, and then we were on our way back up when that awful lawsuit hit Ripple and caused a major kind of fall down in Stellar. Now, we obviously came down here, right down to this level of 11 cents, just a little bit above it, and came up and closed on the support line here at 13 cents, went up and unable to get past the resistance, and came again tumbling down, retesting this 13.1 cent level. And that became a bit of resistance for us to try to break through. We broke through that on the 3rd of January. Then this news hits, and today, Chris, we broke through the resistance at 14.3. We went past the 50% retracement level, and we hit the resistance at 16.1, briefly going above it and then obviously coming back down. This is a fantastic move. This now means that we are poised and ready to kind of retest this area. This is a test that's has happened a few times in the past, right? And we can see that in this chart. So getting past this key level is important. It's important for moving the XLM token beyond the current action that's happened against it. Even though the lawsuit wasn't directly affecting Stellar Lumens as a project or as a foundation, the price action and the similarities, I think people get muddied between what happens with XRP and what happens with XLM. They are two very different things. Even though the co-founder was basically on both projects, they are different. And I think people are starting to see that Stellar is making some significant moves, and I think price was bouncing back significantly. So really interested to see what happens here. What are you going to say, Chris?
I was going to say we need to stop talking about XRP. I'm joking.
You do. Stop adding value, Chris.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, so I would anticipate that we'll probably come back down, retest the 14.3 support level here, and ensure that that is now support, before potentially coming back up to test the resistance level here at 16.1 and potentially breaking through. So a few interesting days ahead. And then obviously once we're past there, we want to be targeting again these key areas here, 19.6. This is the area on the Fibonacci trace, and obviously the 22.9. Once we get past that, we're then looking to target 24 cents. Okay, guys. So there's lots of price action here, and I think this is a positive move and positive news today for XLM that's really helping push this thing forward. So good to see a good strong green candle today, and I would anticipate a retest on that 14.3 in the coming days, just to make sure that we close that gap a little bit, and then potentially push through 16.1 and up. So guys, hopefully that makes a lot of sense to you guys. Hey Chris, anything you want to add on price at this point?
No, I honestly do feel that XLM, going into the second quarter of the year, we're going to see some price discovery. I really do feel that these prices are not going to be around for a great deal of time. I really don't. I think this project's going places. And that's it. That's my opinion.
that's your value. Okay, fantastic.
That's my value.
So guys, as always, if you found this useful and informative, do go ahead and smash that like button for Chris. He really does appreciate it, as do I. And if you're new to the channel and not yet subscribed, do go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you will be kept up to date with all the videos and live streams that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And with all that said, we hope you have a fantastic day, and we'll catch you all in the next one.
Take care.